Three words. Three words that are so simple, but carry so much weight to them at the same time. Savitar, the self-proclaimed god of speed, is a man who had lost everything, then lost even more. After losing the love of his life, he was shunned by his former team and practically left for dead. In a poetic twist of fate, he became the one thing, the one person who took everything from him. This man's name is Barry Allen, the fastest man alive and the future Flash. From having everything to nothing in the blink of an eye, Savitar became one of the most prominent and menacing antagonists the Flash has ever faced. After all, he was the one thing Barry Allen couldn't beat, himself. Though, while the whole Savitar situation is poetic, no one's perfect, and there are some things about the God of Speed that just don't quite add up.
See, that's the thing about time travel, Barry. The more you do it, the less the rules apply to you.
Technically, that one quote alone explains, well, every problem with everything in the season, but I mean, that's kind of stupid, so... First things first, we have Savitar's creation. There's no sugarcoating it, this man is our resident speedster, Barry Allen. But, fortunately or unfortunately, it's not quite that simple. You see, Savitar is a time remnant created by, who could have guessed, Barry Allen himself. And in case you don't know, a time remnant is created when a speedster runs back in time and meets themselves, basically making two of the same person exist at the same time. It's actually quite ironic and honestly tragic because the very time remnant that became Savitar in the future was originally created to take him down in the first place. But Pigol, how can Savitar be created to stop himself? That doesn't make any sense. You think I know? Yeah, no, I'm kidding. In short, it's basically a paradox that leads to Savitar creating himself in the future. If you're still confused, think of it as the whole chicken and the egg thing, you know, which one came first, if that helps. So besides the whole Savitar shouldn't even be a thing, you might be asking what else doesn't quite make sense in the whole Savitar debacle. Well, let's start with his speed. If someone is referred to as the god of speed, they would have to be more than pretty fast. And don't get me wrong, he is. I mean, when Savitar first showed up, he absolutely destroyed Barry. And let me just say, it was awesome. I mean, he was moving so fast that it looked like he was teleporting around the city, and he wasn't even at full strength considering he was trapped in the Speed Force. Then again, maybe being stuck in the Speed Force just amplified his speed. But Pigol, why do you think that? Well, when Savitar eventually gets set free by Wally West's hubris, it just felt like everyone's favorite god of speed got a major nerf. I mean, Barry went from getting absolutely clapped to practically going toe-to-toe with him. Again, don't get me wrong, he's still fast, and the possibility of Savitar just playing with Barry is a real one. Plus, Savitar can't actually kill Barry.
I want so badly to kill you, and I will, but you have to live a little while longer, long enough to see Iris die.
We can also assume that his suit gives him a massive speed boost. I mean, when he has his suit on, his lightning literally turns white for crying out loud. We don't know much about his suit besides the fact that
I forgot to tell you. My suit's cooler than yours.
But it can be assumed that it's probably made out of like pure Speed Force energy or something, I don't know. Speaking of things that don't make sense, don't even get me started on Savitar's grand plan. And no, I'm not talking about getting himself spliced throughout reality. Don't ask. I'm talking about his plan to kill Iris West. Basically, he needs to kill Iris on this one specific street at this one specific time in front of Barry, or he'll never be created. What the heck? I mean, I'm no scientist, but that sounds way too complicated and totally unnecessary. I mean, let's be honest, Savitar, if you just kill Iris anywhere in front of Barry, I'm pretty sure it would have close to the same effect.
I don't care. You will!
And don't even get me started with Barry. This man spends an entire season trying to figure out how to save Iris and defeat Savitar, and his best plans consist of having Wally catch some rando criminal and putting a ring on Iris's finger. I mean, if you need help beating him, just call in the cavalry, get the Arrow, get Supergirl, the Legends, anyone who can help you. I mean, you've already been to other worlds, just recruit a bunch of heroes across the multiverse. Are you telling me that if you went up to some random Barry Allen in another universe and you said, hey man, I really need your help, Iris West is gonna die, they would say no? I mean, maybe, but like, let's be honest, Barry Allen's a good guy at the end of the day. Plus, when he eventually figures out who the god of speed is,
Like I told you from the beginning, I am the future Flash.
He could just erase Savitar from existence by just not creating time remnants. But then again, Savitar gave that whole spiel.
Cause and effect's a tricky thing. Didn't work so well for Eddie, did it? Shot himself in the chest. Dawn's still kicking around.
He'd probably just have enough time to like kill literally all of them if he did that.
If I am going to die, then everything you love is going to die too.
And when the fateful day where Savitar's supposed to kill Iris finally arrives, they hide her on Earth 2, which is smart, but obviously didn't work. Here's an idea. Why don't they just call up the Legends and stick Iris on the Wave Rider till this whole thing blows over? Savitar can't get to her there. But Pigol, what if the Legends are busy? They literally have a time machine. They can literally never be busy. And please, when you're defending Iris, don't just leave Wally, Joe, and Harry to defend her. I mean, no offense to Wally, but you have friends. Call anyone more competent, like other heroes. But I already went down that rabbit hole, and you're really gonna tell me Oliver and Kara are gonna say they can't help when Iris's life is at stake? Plus, you want to talk about how on the day Iris is supposed to die, she literally wears the same exact clothes she was when she was killed? Finally, at the end of the season, when HR inevitably sacrifices himself, saving Iris and effectively killing Savitar because of the whole cease to exist thing, Savitar just seems so much slower than he was before. But then again, we can kind of just chalk that up to him being erased from existence. Not a big deal. What is a big deal is the Black Flash, previously known as Hunter Zolomon, making his way onto the scene, only to be killed off 3 seconds later.
The one thing Black Flash can't fight: cold.
What? Okay, listen. I love season 3 of The Flash. Okay, I think it's one of the best seasons. I think Savitar's menacing. You know, I just wanted to enjoy the show. But you're telling me Killer Frost, a non-speedster, just goes bam, dead. I mean, the amount of reaction time it would take to pull that off is insane. I mean, this is a speedster that gives Savitar a run for his money. This is the Speed Force's equivalent of death for speedsters. I mean, oh well, I guess. Lazy riding, I don't know. I guess Killer Frost became a speedster when I wasn't looking. But then again, I'm pretty sure a decent amount of the season just doesn't make sense. And I didn't even mention everything. But one thing I will mention is this, okay? I'm looking for clips for The Flash, and I'm rewatching season 3 to make this video, and I just realized something. At the end of season 3, spoilers, obviously, Savitar dies. How does he die? He gets shot by Iris, okay? Yeah, that doesn't really make sense. You should have the reaction time. But the thing that really bothers me about this scene is why in the world is Iris even there? Okay, so basically what happened was Killer Frost and Savitar are trying to splice Savitar through an all reality. So Wally, Barry, Jay, Cisco, and Gypsy, they all show up to stop him, okay? Those 5, and that's cool. That makes sense. They're superheroes. And then all of a sudden, out of the blue, Iris shows up with a gun and shoots Savitar at the end. Why is she there? Especially when Savitar's been trying to kill her for months. It makes no sense to me why she's there, and I just realized this now. So that's just the icing on the cake for this video, isn't it? If you guys enjoyed and want to see more content just like this one, consider subscribing. I'm trying to get to 1,000 subscribers by the end of the year, so I would really appreciate it. And tell me what you guys want to see next down in the comments below. Anyways, with that being said, this is Pigol signing off. See you guys in the next one.